Hey everyone, welcome back to Learn English Beyond Words. I'm John, and I have finally left my hotel room. I'm standing on a busy street corner in a city I've never visited before. I have a map in my hand, and I am completely lost.
Don't worry, John. I'm Carol, and today we are going to help you move from point A to point B without losing your mind.
This is the part of traveling that makes me feel like a child again. I know how to walk, but I don't know which train to take, how to pay the fare, or how to tell a taxi driver where I want to go.
It's a very common feeling for English learners. In your home country, you move around without thinking. But in an English speaking city, every street sign and every ticket machine is a language test.
Exactly. At Learn English Beyond Words, we see English as a tool for navigation. It's the tool you use to explore the world. If you can't use that tool, you end up spending your whole vacation in the 3 blocks around your hotel.
We want you to feel free. Today, we are going to cover everything you need to know about public transport, ride sharing apps, and the most important skill of all asking for directions.
And stay tuned because later in the video, I'm going to share the landmark trick. It's the easiest way to find your way back home even if your phone battery dies.
That is a lifesaver. And I'll be explaining why you should never ask, "Where is the street?" but instead ask a much more specific question that will get you a better answer from locals.
Before we start moving, let's brush up on 5 essential keywords for city travel. Commute. This usually means the journey between home and work, but in travel, we use it to talk about moving around the city.
Fare, the price you pay for a ticket on a bus, train, or taxi.
One way, or a round trip. A one-way ticket is for a single journey. A round trip, or return in the UK, is for going and coming back.
To head, a very common way to say to go in a specific direction. For example, I'm heading uptown.
Landmark. A famous building or object that is easy to see and recognize, like a tall tower or a big park. I love the word fare. It sounds so much more professional than just saying ticket price.
It does, and you'll see it on every machine in the subway station.
Okay, Carol, let's start with the big one, the subway, or as they say in London, the underground. I see a map with 20 different colored lines. I feel like I'm looking at a bowl of colorful spaghetti.
It looks complicated, but there is a system. First, you need to identify your destination station. Once you know where you want to go, look at the color of the line.
And then I need to find the platform, right?
Yes, and here is the most important tip for B1, B2 learners. Look at the final stop on that line. That tells you the direction. If you want to go north, look for the train that is heading to the northernmost station.
Oh, so if I'm in New York and I want to go to Central Park, I look for a train heading toward Uptown or Queens.
Exactly. And don't forget about the fare. Most cities now use contactless payment or a travel card. You just tap your card or your phone on the yellow circle at the gate.
Tap and go. I like that. It's much easier than trying to feed a paper ticket into a machine while 10 people wait behind you.
It really is. Now, what about the bus? Buses can be even trickier because you have to know where to get off.
I always sit near the front and watch the screen that shows the next stop.
That's a great strategy. If there's no screen, you can say to the driver when you get on, "Could you let me know when we get to the museum mile, please?"
Could you let me know when? That is a very polite B2 phrase. Most drivers are happy to help if they aren't too busy. Sometimes, after a long day of walking, I just want to sit in a car and let someone else do the work.
Taxis and apps like Uber or Lyft are great, but they require a different type of English. If you use an app, the English is mostly on your phone, but you still need to confirm your identity.
Right, when the car pulls up, the driver will usually say, Uber for John? Or, who are you waiting for?
And you should always verify. You can say, "Hi, are you Steve?" Or, "I'm John. I called for a ride."
What about traditional taxis? In some cities, you have to hail a cab. That sounds so dramatic.
It just means raising your arm to stop a taxi on the street. Once you're inside, you need to give the address.
I usually have it written down or open on my phone. Could you take me to 450 Lexington Avenue, please?
Perfect. And if you want to know the fare before you start, you can ask, Roughly how much will it be to get to the airport?
Roughly is a great word for approximately.
It is. It shows you understand that the price might change depending on traffic.
Okay, Carol, my phone died. I have no GPS. I have to do the unthinkable. I have to ask a stranger for help.
It's not that bad, John. Most people are happy to help a traveler, but you have to be clear.
I usually start with, "Excuse me, I'm a bit lost. Could you help me?"
That's a perfect hook. It's polite and it explains why you are talking to them. Then ask for a landmark. Instead of where is 5th Street, which could be anywhere, ask for where is the public library or which way is the Empire State Building.
Because people know the big buildings better than the small street names.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about the words they will use to answer you. This is where many students get confused.
Go straight for 2 blocks, then turn left. I know blocks, but it's a very American word, isn't it?
It is. A block is the distance from one street to the next. If someone says it's 3 blocks away, it means you will cross 3 streets before you get there.
And across from or opposite.
Those mean the same thing. If the library is across from the park, you have to cross the street to get to it.
Next to, behind, around the corner. These are all propositions of place.
We should all brush up on those before we travel. If someone says it's just around the corner, it means it's very, very close.
I'm starting to feel like I could find my way around New York, London, or even Tokyo.
If you're finding these navigation tips helpful for your next trip, please give this video a like. We want to make sure every traveler feels confident in English.
And subscribe to Learn English Beyond Words. We are your guide to the English-speaking world. Now let's get ready for a simulation. All right, everyone, before we go any further, we're going to do something very practical. We're going to start a real-life simulation.
This is important because in a real city, people speak fast. In this simulation, I am going to be a traveler who is a little bit confused, and John is going to play 2 roles, a passerby on the street and a taxi driver.
Pay attention to how Carol asks for clarification when she doesn't understand the directions the first time she hears them. This is a key B2 skill. Let's begin.
Oh no, okay. Excuse me, sorry to bother you. Do you have a moment?
Sure, what's up?
I'm trying to find the National Gallery. I thought it was this way, but I think I'm lost.
Oh, you're heading the wrong way. You need to turn around. Go straight for 3 blocks, past the big fountain, and then take a right. It's right across from the train station.
I'm sorry, did you say 3 blocks and then a left?
No, 3 blocks and then a right. You'll see a giant glass building. That's the station. The gallery is just opposite that.
3 blocks right at the fountain, opposite the station. Got it. Thank you so much.
No problem. Have a good one.
Actually, I'm too tired to walk. I'll just hail this taxi. Hi,
Where to?
could you take me to the National Gallery, please?
Sure, traffic is a bit heavy today, just so you know.
That's fine. Roughly how much will the fare be?
Probably around $15.
Okay, that works. Let's go.
I really enjoyed playing the helpful passerby.
You were very clear, John. But did you notice what I did when you gave me the directions? I repeated them back to you, but I made a mistake on purpose.
Yes, you said left instead of right. Why did you do that?
It's a great way to check your understanding. If you repeat the information and you are wrong, the other person will correct you. It's much safer than just saying, okay, thanks, and walking in the wrong direction for 20 minutes.
That is a brilliant tip. I call that the double check method.
Exactly. Also, notice how I asked the taxi driver for a rough price. This prevents any sticker shock. That's when you're surprised by a very high price at the end of the trip.
Sticker shock. I love that expression.
It is. And you'll see it on every machine in the subway station.
Okay, Carol, let's talk a bit more about Uber and Lyft. Even though we use an app, there are words we see on the screen that we need to know.
Yes, like estimated time of arrival or ETA. If your ETA is 5 minutes, it means the car will be there in 5 minutes.
And surge pricing. That's a scary one.
It is. Surge pricing happens when a lot of people are trying to get a ride at the same time, like during a rainstorm or after a concert. The fare goes up significantly.
If I see surge pricing on my app, I usually wait 10 minutes or walk to a different block where it's quieter.
That's a smart move. Also, look for the word pool or shared. This is a cheaper option where you share the car with other passengers. It's great for saving money, but it takes longer to get to your destination.
When I'm walking around, I see a lot of signs. Some are obvious, like exit, but others are a bit more confusing.
Like pedestrians only, that means no cars, no bikes, just people walking.
Or crosswalk. That's the designated area where you can safely cross the street.
In the UK, they call it a zebra crossing because of the black and white stripes.
I prefer zebra crossing. It sounds much more fun. What about yield? That's a word that even advanced students sometimes forget.
To yield means to wait and let other traffic or people go first. If you are walking and you see a sign that says yield to pedestrians, it means the cars must stop for you.
But always be careful. Don't assume the car will stop just because a sign tells them to. Carol, what about tipping the driver? Is it the same as a restaurant?
In the US, yes, it is standard to tip a taxi or Uber driver about 15 to 20%. In the UK or Australia, it's less common, but people often round up the fare.
So if the fare is £9.50, I give them £10 and say, keep the change?
Exactly, it's a nice gesture. And speaking of public transport, let's talk about personal space.
Oh, this is a big one. In some cultures, it's normal to stand very close to people on a train.
But in the US, Canada, and the UK, people value their bubble. If the train is not crowded, try to leave at least one empty seat between you and the next person.
And don't make eye contact for too long. People usually just look at their phones or read a book.
It's not that they're being mean, it's just the unwritten rule of the commute. Everyone is in their own little world.
Okay, Carol, I promised everyone my landmark trick. Are you ready?
I'm ready. How do you stay found without a phone?
Whenever I leave my hotel or the train station, I turn around and look at the tallest or most unique building I can see. I tell myself, okay, the hotel is behind the building with the green roof.
So you're creating a mental map.
Exactly. No matter where I walk, I look for that green roof. If I can see the green roof, I know I'm close to home. It's a very simple tool, but it works every time.
That is a perfect strategy. It uses your eyes instead of your data plan.
We hope this video helps you feel like a local, no matter which city you visit next.
Traveling is one of the best ways to practice your English because you have to use it. There is no undo button in a real conversation with a taxi driver.
But that's the beauty of it. Every time you successfully find a landmark or pay your fare, you are proving that you can handle the world.
You are becoming a confident, independent, global citizen. We are so happy to be part of your journey.
Don't be afraid to get a little bit lost. Sometimes that's where the best adventures begin.
Just make sure you know how to ask for directions back to the hotel.
Keep practicing, stay curious, and keep using your English tool.
We'll see you in the next video.
Bye, everyone.